everybody. It's Libby at Breathe. So I was thinking, I'm always thinking. It's my best quality is that my brain is always thinking of new things. How do we get our bodies more flexible while we are, as busy moms and professionals and all the other things that we do all day? We have to figure out how to get in the things that we need to get in, maybe while we're doing some other things. Let's see, I wanted to be able to use the wall, but I don't think my lighting's very good over there, so let's move it this way. Oh, that's better. So one of the things, I do a lot of my exercising while I'm reading to my kids or while I'm reading by myself at night, because I want to read and I want to get better at things. So one of the things that I encourage is to just sit on the floor. If you have a chance to, it depends on the day. This is stuff that I would do while my kids were taking a bath when they didn't need all my attention. One of the things that you can do if you've got a tight hip and sitting like this, so even sitting crisscross applesauce, we want to try to sit on our vaginas still. So I try to roll forward and sit here. So see how I still have a little bit of a curve in my back instead of sitting here where a lot of us want to be. We want to sit on our tailbones, we want to sit on our anuses, and our backs really curve. I want us up here. So I might sit on some cushions so that I can sit really well, and that helps to work on my hip range of motion. So let's say your hips are tight and it kind of is uncomfortable to sit like that. So then I grab some yoga blocks or some pillows or some blankets, and I prop them up under my knees so that I can sit up like this, and then I can think about relaxing. I do all kinds of stretches. Last night I was reading to my son. He's 9, so we're not snuggling quite as much as we used to, so I have some more time to sit. But I'm reading. I sit, I do stretches, I put my feet together and stretch. I read to him and I stretch like this. But always when I'm stretching, I'm trying to think about leaning forward and getting my tailbone off the floor. Now, I wanted to show you leaning against a wall, because one of the nicest things that you can do if you have back pain or hip pain or pelvic floor problems, one of the nicest things you can do to try to figure out where you're wonky is to lean against a wall. Or even while I'm sitting here, I'm thinking about how does my right knee feel different from my left knee? But I think about my bottom, and I try to think about my bottom almost like a triangle. And can I make the pressure on my bottom symmetrical? Does it feel like I have the same amount of weight on my left side as I do on my right side? Well, if I get the weight symmetrical on my right side, maybe my right hip feels tight, but I really, really want to focus on my pelvis being symmetrical. So I got my pelvis symmetrical, but my right hip kind of hurts, so then I just block that. But the more you sit on the floor, the more you have to practice getting up and down from the floor, and the better our range of motion is in our hips. We very much encourage people to never stop sitting on the floor. There's a lot of sitting in chairs makes our hips really tight in lots of ways. If we never have to sit on the floor and let our knees come out like this, we will start to lose range of motion, and pretty soon we'll figure out we can't even bend our knees. Now, the other thing I might think about, another way I might sit when I'm talking to my kids or playing with my kids, is I might sit, one of the best ways to sit with a good neutral spine is to sit on your heels. Now, I recognize that a lot of us have knee pain or tightness and sitting on or even ankle pain or tightness, and sitting on our heels like this can't happen. But you can sit on your yoga block, so you get up a little bit higher. You can sit on 2 yoga blocks so that you're up a little bit higher. So that's still here, and now I'm up, so I can sit neutral spine here. And now look what's happening for my ankles. The benefit here is I'm working on thinking about an even, but my ankles have to be able to do some pretty good range of motion to sit like that too. And so then I also think about, can I get all 10 toenails on the ground? So how does that feel the same on one side versus the other? If you have any specific questions or specific situations, a lot of this stuff I used to do when my kids were taking baths because once they didn't need me to be in the bathtub with them. They were not so tiny that I needed to hold them up, but they were not so big that I felt comfortable walking away from them in the bath. I did lots of my exercises during that time. Now, we've been talking lately about toe range of motion. So this is one of the things that I do, is maybe I'll be here and read a book, but I'm stretching my toes. This is another thing that you can do while you're playing with your kids on the ground. So look at how I'm working on my toe range of motion. This toe is my tight one. And so I don't know, you can see that I can't get these toes down as much. So this is an exercise I do while I'm playing. I'm playing blocks, I'm working on stretching my toes. Especially if you've got a little baby, my favorite mini push-up is kiss the baby. So let's say you've got a little baby here. I might just be here and go, kiss the baby. Kiss the baby. And so we're working on getting our arms stronger. I'm working on sucking my belly button in to get my core stronger. There's a lot of exercises I can do. I sit like this just to practice. This hip needs to go one direction. This hip needs to go the other direction. I can't stay here very long. So let me switch to the other side. So then I'm thinking, okay, now this hip is a little bit tight and I can work on that. You can sit. So the trouble, I'm always thinking intentionally about how I'm sitting and how does it feel. So you crisscross this way. Oh, we talked about crisscross applesauce. You sit this way. Now, can you cross your other leg in front? What happens? How does it feel if you sit this way? So there's tons of options. I'd love to hear your questions about different situations when you're, if you have a specific question or a specific problem that you want an idea on how to work on that while you're doing other things, lay it on us. I love to hear your questions. Like this so that other people can see it if you thought that this was helpful. Otherwise, have an amazing Wednesday. It's still super warm here in central Iowa, a little bit humid. It might be rainy a little bit, but it kind of smells nice, don't you think? Anyway, take care. Have a great day. Try not to flash you.